Alright, so we are on our way to go drop off some car parts to some dude that bought some stuff off of me from Marketplace. So, with doing that though, I wanted to drive this car specifically because we were having like a, I don't know what you call it, it's like a death wobble scenario at higher speeds. And I don't really know what's causing it. So, I want to show you what it's doing. And it's really only after you get to like 60 miles an hour it starts to really wobble. And I don't really know what it is. But we're going to try and figure it out today. There it starts. You see it? Shaking so bad right as you get to 65 miles per hour, and I don't know what's going on. But I am ashamed to say that I have never changed these front brakes. I changed the back brakes because they were squealing and they were really bad. But the front brakes are just as bad, if not even worse, because it's been about a year. So let's go home. Let's rip this thing apart. Let's check all the suspension components and let's put new brakes on this thing and see if these tires even have wheel weights on them. Or see if these wheels even have wheel weights on them, and we'll go from there. See if we can't figure out what this shaking is. Do you really live in Florida if you don't get stopped by sandhill cranes trying to pass in the road and they won't get out of your way? Out the way, homie. Alright, so getting to the meat and potatoes of this video, we really need to focus on these brakes on this car. This is a huge problem with this thing. And I don't necessarily think that that's where the steering wheel shake is coming from, but when we get the wheel off, caliper off, we have a better understanding and vantage point to be able to see what is going on under there. Hopefully it's nothing drastic and we can kind of get it fixed, but if it's some sort of lower control arm, bushings, ball joints, tie rod ends, end links, anything like that, we're going to have to order it in. So let's turn to this thing. Let's see what we need to do. Also, can we just admire real quick how great this thing looks in the big bay instead of my wife's car? That little bay does it absolutely no justice over there. It's just kind of like hidden away. But this guy's looking so good in the big bay. Might have to convince my wife to switch parking spots. She won't like that. Nor will she go for it, but she can't do anything about it if I don't move it, so. Like, the pad life isn't too bad, but you see how uneven it's wearing. This was not placed in there correctly, and therefore kind of ruined these rotors and put a bevel on them. Let's get the rest of these brakes figured out, and then we'll start diagnosing some of these suspension components and see what our problem really is. But that's also a no-go, so I'm glad we're changing these out. Almost seems like the rotor's too small. This sucks. Let me tell you why. I wish auto parts stores could just do their job correctly and have parts that are meant for the cars that they say it's meant for, and they work. But they don't. 99% of the time they don't. Here's something for you. I know this is for a small niche group of people, but if you're doing brakes on a 2007 WRX, not an STI, WRX, this part number right here, if you go from AutoZone, the Duralast part number, the brake rotors in circumference are 3/4 of an inch smaller than the OE brakes. So if you put these on and you installed them, your brake pad would be 3/4 of an inch off of your brake rotor, hence giving you this. See that lip? It wasn't making full contact with the brake pad, and it trashed the rotors. So you can see, there's your difference all the way around. And if you want even further proof, take a tape measure. This rotor is at 11.5, just under 11.5 inches. This one is at 10 7/8. Literally 3/4 of an inch smaller in diameter. You can even see it there. Now, I know this is on me for not checking the part before putting it on, but I had a little bit of faith that this was going to go smoothly because it's brakes. How hard can it be? I can either put the old brakes back on and drive this to AutoZone and return these brakes. We go outside to my other daily, which is why you have a daily for your daily, and we have a flat tire. Not so bad. I can put air in it. It's a slow leak. Battery's dead. Nice. Haven't driven this truck in a month. So who knows what's gonna happen? So I think my only other option is to jump this truck, put some air in the tire. And I can't jump the truck unless I put the car back together, because my wife's not here for the other car, and I don't have a jump pack. So, looks like we're taking the Subi. Alright, just like that, we made it back. We have the updated rotor part number. That is going to give us more brake rotor to be able to hold our pads. So now we're not going to have this thing fall apart on us for no reason. So let's go redo all the progress that we just had to redo, to undo, to redo. Car's back in the garage. We got the brakes completely done. Everything works great, feels good. The only thing left to do is we have to go bed these brakes in, which is just going to be hitting the brakes really hard to form these pads to these rotors. And then from there, we're good to go. And we can hit the streets and see if that death wobble is gone. I'm not so confident that it is, but I will say that those pads and those rotors were very warped. The rotors especially were pretty warped, so rotational mass like that, when it's warped, you're going to have vibrations, and I don't know if that was the cause of it, but we're going to find out here soon. We're probably going to find out here next video, just make sure that everything is good to go with that end. But all the suspension components are pretty worn out, I would say. I mean, they still have a lot of life left in them, but they're a little farther gone than I want to be for the type of build and how fast we're going to be going with this. So we might as well just throw some suspension on order. That'd be sway bars, coilovers, end links, ball joints, tie rod ends, the whole shebang. Maybe lower control arms probably, just so that all those bushings are brand new and we don't have that issue anymore. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Appreciate all you guys watching. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.